Hello, this is Kyle with the EMF Project, and I'm here to discuss EMFs and to give you an introduction as to what they are. This will just be the starting foundation, as we will be doing a deeper dive in other videos, so be sure to bookmark the EMF Project, like, and subscribe. So, EMFs, or electromagnetic fields, are invisible areas of energy, sometimes referred to as radiation, which are produced by the movement of electrical charges. These fields are made up of an electrical component and a magnetic component. There are many different forms of EMF which are invisible to the naked eye as they travel at the speed of light. These forms include wireless radiation, microsurge electrical pollution or dirty electricity, AC magnetic fields, AC electric fields, and scalar energy. Each has its own frequency or number of waves that travels through a fixed point per second. Each also has a different wavelength. EMFs are found in nature, and they are created by many sources such as the sun, lightning, comets, and every living thing on Earth, plant life, animals, and us. Up until 1889, for most people, exposure to EMFs was really only from these natural sources. All that changed at the onset of the modern electrical age. Today, man-made EMFs inundate our lives. In fact, some estimate that there are over 100 billion times the amount of EMF on Earth today than there was 150 years ago. Every man-made electrical device is now a source of man-made EMF. Cell phones, tablets, and computers not only create their own EMFs, but they also communicate through a separate form of EMF, thereby compounding the amount of EMFs produced. With cell phone towers, radio towers, satellites, radar, and high-altitude balloons all casting different frequencies, we are being constantly subjected to man-made EMFs from every direction, and avoiding them in this day and age is nearly impossible. EMFs are categorized in two ways. They are either ionizing radiation or non-ionizing radiation. Ionizing radiation, such as ultraviolet radiation, X-rays, and gamma rays, have enough energy to disrupt the structure of the atom by knocking off one or more of its tightly bound electrons, transforming that previously neutral atom into an ion with a positive charge. Ions can produce free radicals, which are molecules that have become ionized and have not found anything to latch onto to remove their unbalanced charge. When produced in excess quantities, your body is unable to deal with these free radicals, and they can begin to attack your cells and your DNA, damaging them sometimes beyond repair. The negative effects caused by ionizing radiation is an undisputable fact, but it was not always that way. X-rays, which were discovered in 1895 by Wilhelm Conrad, were called X-rays because he didn't really understand where they came from or how they worked. Although extremely unresearched, X-rays quickly caught the attention of many trusted medical and scientific experts, including Thomas Edison. In the beginning, X-rays were said to offer a promise of medical miracles without surgery. Soon, their use had become widespread, and by 1920, they were found just about everywhere, with zero concern of how these X-rays may be affecting people's health. However, as far back as 1896, several cases of visual system and skin diseases had already been associated with X-ray exposure. Even in the early 1900s, the scientific community was already drawing attention to the correlation between X-rays and leukemia. But that did not stop the use of the X-ray machine. In fact, use increased. Throughout America, Canada, and the UK, shoe stores began to implement the use of fluoroscopes, which were X-ray machines that you could stand on while picking out a new pair of shoes. These fluoroscopes could show you your foot bones with your shoes on and off. They were advertised to customers, especially parents, to help provide the perfect fit, thus avoiding any foot development issues that may occur by wearing the wrong shoe. These fluoroscopes were continued to be used by shoe stores right through the 1950s, well past the time health experts knew of the health hazards surrounding X-rays. However, profits trumped people's health and well-being, and we have seen this trend and the consequences of it many times across the ages. Non-ionizing radiation includes microwave, radio wave, and infrared radiation, as well as extremely low and very low frequencies. Non-ionizing radiation is created by the things we interact with on a daily basis, like our cell phones, computers, the power lines, just about anything else that runs off electricity. Non-ionizing radiation does not have enough energy to disrupt the structure of the atom, and is therefore unable to create an ion or free radical in this manner. This allows so-called experts to generally deem non-ionizing radiation as safe. And from a physics standpoint, this is true. There is not enough energy to break the covalent bonds in our DNA. However, from a biological standpoint, studies have shown the same DNA and biological damage caused by non-ionizing radiation as is caused by ionizing radiation. Or another way of saying it is, the biological damage caused by our cell phones is the same biological damage caused by X-rays. The process in which it occurs is different, but the results are nearly identical. We are electrical beings, and we have no shield that protects us from man-made EMFs. So it makes sense that disruptive electricity passing through our bodies day and night can and does have a negative impact upon us. Very few people realize how important electricity is to life on Earth, but without it, life would cease to exist. In fact, every cellular function in our body is controlled through electricity. When EMFs enter our bodies, it's almost like a computer code to our cells. When natural EMFs enter our bodies, our cells can read and understand this code, and it allows our cells to relax while they continue with their natural functions. This is one of the reasons why getting out in nature and away from the city can feel so good. Our bodies harmonize with nature's codes. When man-made EMFs enter our bodies, our cells attempt to read this code but can't. This creates stress in our cells, and they enter into a defensive mode. Many cellular functions are affected by this stress, including production of hormones such as cortisol, melatonin, serotonin, and dopamine. Man-made EMFs have also been shown to affect our voltage-gated chemical channels and even our blood-brain barrier. There are actually a lot of ways that man-made EMFs affect our bodies negatively, but I won't get into them all right now. So, while escaping or blocking EMFs today is nearly impossible, there are ways to reduce the amount of EMF in your environment, as well as providing your body with the best means of dealing with them. It's a two-pronged approach. Both prongs are essential to creating optimal health. Things like unplugging electrical devices when not in use, keeping your cell phone away from your bed at night or off, and turning off your Wi-Fi when not needed can be helpful ways to reduce your exposure. Even going for walks barefoot on the earth is something that less and less people are doing, but is an extremely important part of a healthy lifestyle. Everybody should also have a Blue Shield device and use green wave filters. Together, these cover both prongs. I have chosen to offer both of these products simply because they work. They are available for sale through the EMF project. Things like Faraday bags, paints, and fabrics can also help block some forms of an EMF, but not all. These types of products can assist in lowering your exposure, but they do not eliminate your EMF exposure entirely. The bottom line is, it is an imperative that you also use electrical devices responsibly. Well, that's all I have for now. I hope this video has been informative and has helped you better understand what EMFs are and how they affect our health. Be sure to keep coming back to the EMF project for more videos and information, and together, let's supercharge our health.